Part Quattro. We're international on this channel. See, that's how that works. Part 4 of the Ultra Limited Street Glide. That's what I've been calling it because I'll probably run my Skulls with Skills plate a lot. I'll have a tour pack for this, but a lot of times I'll be running stripped down except for the lower. Anyway, it's going to look a little more street glidey than Ultra when I'm done, so we've been calling it the Ultra Limited Street Glide because there's only one. So there you go. But today's part 4, which is the heat, don't burn your parts guards, tank covers, and front fender, because I've already started, and this is so easy I almost wouldn't do a video, but some of you would be kind of pissed off. So the first thing we're talking about here is this. The thing that sticks down from your frame to keep your manly bits from roasting off and your legs smelling like carnitas. And these are flat plastic on this guy. I think on specials they're painted. No, the CVO they're flat too. But on Olaf's they're tinted. I don't know. So, you know, Harley touring bikes, dressers have these, but they're not painted to match typically. So what I got here is painted to match ones. There's 4 bolts. And the funny thing is I'd never taken these off before. My bikes have always just had them. You know what I mean? Like came with them. So I never taken them off before, never messed with it. And I remember I had someone reach out to me once saying that they were having trouble with the nuts and bolts that mount them up. And he didn't know what he was doing wrong. And I was like, unfortunately, you know, you guys know I'm happy to help, but I'm like, I've never taken them off and I can't visualize what the problem is. And he kept saying, well, they just keep spinning. And I figured out what it is. In your frame, if you already have these, or if you don't, it's gonna come with these sort of like crush nuts, you know, that stick up in the hole, and then when you tighten it down, it'll crush a little bit. If your bike already has them, when you take it off, they're in there. When you take that bolt off, you'll see that it's just super loose, like just a slight bit of the wrist, whoop, and there she comes. So I think what this dude was doing unknowingly was just trying to crank them down. And you can't crank those down because once they get too tight, the crush nut just spins. So I didn't even get that far where they spun. I put it back on as tight as they were when it came off, and there wasn't much to it. So again, if you do this, if you already have them, pay attention. When you take them off, you're gonna find it's just like whoop, and they come right out. They're not in there very tight. And when you go put them back in, don't frickin' power ratchet them back on, because that's not how they go. So not, you know, poking fun of that dude. I'm sure he was just trying to do, you know, his thing and it didn't work out, but there's not much pressure in there. So I'll show you real quick what I got so far. I got it kind of mocked up. And when you see how easy these tank covers are, it's almost comical. So I've already removed my cool bar and shields that I just put on this bike a couple months ago before I knew I was gonna do this. These are the 2022 special badges. You can order them, go to the dealer. There's a right and a left. Don't just order ×2. There's a right hand and a left hand because the curvature is a little different. But this is off a 2022 Road Glide Special or Street Glide Special. I had put these on there, and what I'm gonna do is try and use them on the damaged tank, because I'm gonna end up having, on the Cholo bike, sorry, I'm going 1,000 miles an hour. This bike has damaged paint on the tank that we're replacing the whole tank and everything. But I'm still gonna have that tank on there for quite a while, because finding a tank is not always easy. That's not $900, and anyway. So I'm gonna put those badges on there and see if they fit. Technically they don't, because the curvature of a Softail tank is not the same as of a dresser, but I'm gonna see if I can make them work. It's a damaged tank, who gives a shit? Anyway, tank covers. So there they be, and I'll tell you guys, this is stupid, it's so easy. You know, I didn't think it would be complicated, but I mean, like, it's comical. You take your dash off, which is a screw here. It was already off, so screw here and a screw here, and your dash just comes off. If you have an Ultra, then you may have a CB line or, you know, stuff like that. I just took all that crap out of this because I'm never going to use the CB or the wired intercom. So you take your dash off with those 2 screws, and then the tank cover goes over the tank and uses the stock mounting bolt and then bolts to each other up here. I mean, we're talking, that's it. It's hovering over the tank. It's not glued on. I've done those before. I did a Bad Dad tank stretch years ago on my old Road King that I bought beat up. I bought an old Road King beat up years ago and thought I was gonna do the body work to take the dent out of the tank, and realized that it was okay. I mean, a lot of people said I should leave it, but I was like, nah, I'm not happy with it. So I ended up buying tank covers. And back in the day, you used to get raw fiberglass tank covers, have to trim them. They were far from paint ready. cut them up, glue them on. You're using, you know, body shop adhesives, 3M adhesives to glue them onto the tank after you rough up the paint. It's a whole big freaking deal. These are gonna hover above the tank. I did not leave the emblems on, but you may have been able to. I think they tell you to take them off, so don't leave them on, because I think you might end up with, you know, vibration that might mess your paint up where they are. But they hover about, I don't know, 1/16 of an inch off the paint. So I'm confident that after running this a while, you can even take these off and probably wouldn't have any rub marks on the tank. But anyway, so just tanks, bolts there, and then these here, and it just kind of floats above the tank. So I mean, it's got to make contact somewhere, right? I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying, if you scratch one of these, you just get new ones. Probably cheaper than paint. But so this heat protect your man parts is on. That's laying on there. I'm going to do this on the other side just because I think it's easier before we put the tank cover on. Then we'll finish those up, and I'll be back in a second when that's all bolted together. It's just little nuts and bolts hold these together, not complicated. And then we'll do the fender, and then everything I have will be done except for that missing bag lid, which the body shop has. They ordered Harley paint to do the parts that I have. It's easier with this stuff than trying to match it, but they still wanted to see it, so that's why they have one of the bag lids. And then when that's done, actually it made me able to get to go to the body shop and watch them do it. That'd be cool. It all depends on whether their schedule and my schedule match up. But yeah, be back in a sec. It's just not an exciting video. I didn't know how easy this is, so it's kind of feels stupid. So tank's done. It's 2 screws and 2 bolts. There you go. So tank covers are on. You essentially, you know, put them on there, and these are under tension. You pull them tight with these nuts and bolts here to, you know, bring that together. And then you got the original tank mounting bolts, and then put those on, and there's not even any tweaking to it. It just follows the lines. Like, it just, as you tighten it up, it straightens up, and it's awesome and really easy. There's nothing to it. So I've never done these tank covers before. They're pretty awesome. I like the shape of them. They got a nice kind of swoopy shape to it, flows straight into the stretch. You don't have to have the stretch side covers to do this either. I mean, you could have standard ones and still be cool. The cutout here is a perfect match to either a stock Street Glide or Road Glide seat. I don't know about an Ultra and stuff. Yes, I'll clean all that up. Don't freak out. They're sending me, fun fact, so they have their new seat, the Cobra seat, which is that there on the Mrs. bike. She did the black one recently, changed out from the red one because I think the black looks better. They also have one called the Raptor, which these are based on Street Glide / Road Glide seats. They are the same pan, but with better foam and gel pads and a little more interesting design. The other one, the Raptor, I really like, has got an ostrich inlay and sort of a checkerboard kind of stitch, double baseball kind of looking thing. They're going to send me one of those too. That's what I'm going to run, an all black one on here. Everyone's probably like, why wouldn't you get a red stitch one? Because it's too much red, man. Like, it would just be ridiculous. Anywho, so they're going to send me that. But this seat, this cutout is made for the tongue of a stock Road Glide, Street Glide seat, you know? And a whole lot of other seats kind of have the same thing. But there you go. If you had the same color tank under there, it wouldn't matter. Even if you did. I mean, you know, it's not, I don't know. Depends on how much of an anal retentive person you are. I'm a little bit. Depends on the moment. So now let's put the dash on, and then this part's done. The only thing we got left is the fender. I'll probably do that today in this video too, because it's 4 bolts. I mean, why wouldn't I just do that too? So the dash goes on with a single bolt here and a single bolt up front. It comes with a chrome quick release, you know, kind of, you know, spring loaded kind of thing. I was running this sort of tri-bar 1970s style thing just for fun. I don't think it goes with a bike anymore. You know, personally, this is kind of 70s chopper kind of stuff. I don't know, so we might do that on another bike, but for right now, this will come off and I'll use the chrome one that comes with their kit. So it's a raining here. Smells like Florida rain, which is like salty and bad decisions. Anyway, so we'll do that real quick. Okay, now the dash is done. Like, you have this major transformation stuff, but there's not much to it. I mean, I found a longer screw to make this a little easier. When you have the covers on there, raise it up a little bit, and I just had a Phillips there that was perfect, so A little longer, got the job done. So I put that in there. The kit comes with a longer Allen screw than factory to work because of the whole raising it up. This is the gas cap they include. One of those you turn, it pops up. And it's a gas cap. If you need more explanation, then I suggest there are other issues. Tanks on, mid-frame protectors. That's what they're called. Stretch side covers, the bags, everything I got except for the front fender. So the last piece of black bodywork's about to come off of it, which right now this is sitting on, yeah, I gotta tile this stuff up still. Sitting on risers plates to get it up off the wheel. These wheels are from Coastal Moto, and they included the riser to get the fender up so it won't rub on the tire. The new fender is actually made for a 21-inch wheel, so how it goes on is the fender itself is completely straight. It doesn't have these tabs out, and comes with billet blocks to sort of go between the fender. It looks really cool. So let's go ahead and get that done, and then at least it will no longer be a black bike at all. So where this project started from actually was these tank covers. One day I was looking at them going, you know, you could just cover the tank and make your bike any color you want. If you have a Road Glide or Road King, yeah, again, for the 1000th time, you still have an outer fairing to deal with, but I did that. That's being worked on. But here's the rest of the bike. You know, completely changed the color in a few days' work with, it's not hard stuff. If you can change oil and take your time, pay attention to what you're doing, anyone can do this. So that sucked, but you can do it. So let's do the fender real quick, and then we'll be done with part 4. Quattro 4. Now it's recording. Let's do all that over again. Putting on the front fender, I wanted to show real quick. This is the 21-inch wrapper fender. That's the 19-inch wrapper fender we've got on Olaf's bike. And a quick commercial for this thing. It's steel, and it's heavy. So this is, again, they make it 2 sizes, 21 or 19. So if you got your stock 19 Street Glide Special, Road Glide Special, Road King Special, whatever wheel, you can get a wrapper fender for that matched. But this is their 21. And it is steel, and it's about a 12-pound fender. I mean, like, it's not cheesy at all. All the links to this stuff will be down in the description, but I wanted to show that. That, and don't worry, it has rubber bumpers on the edges before I set it down and people start going, my God, he's an abomination. These are the chrome aluminum spacers it comes with. It's all fingerprinted, so apologize. But this is the stuff they include to space it out, because like I mentioned before, you can see it's not flared out on the mounts. So it just sits down between the forks. This goes between the fender and the fork. Comes with your hardware there. That's it. It mounts up. So can't do that with just 2 hands, so we'll put that on and show that. Then I got a lot of zip tying to do inside the fender because it looks like a Medusa hanging out the front there. Insert 70s disco star hair. I don't know, something like that. So, all right, we'll be back. And now the fender's on. So, looks nice. You can see the entire rim now. The whole rim job is on display. Here, okay. So, you can see the whole 21-inch rim. Again, those are Coastal Motos. They're called the, not the Atlantic, the Hurricane. These are the Hurricanes by Coastal Moto. Bike's dirty, so forgive all that, but the parts are on it, you know. So we got the 21-inch wrapper fender, we got the stretch side covers in the bags, and we've talked about this. Screw you. I don't want to do that again. But yeah, I mean, all together, now we're waiting on the seat, which should be here in the next, few days. And then the paint work should be done, and I don't know, probably next week after. I'm not rushing them, good work takes time, so I'm not gonna, beat them up about that. From there, she's ready then to be a lot of cleaning and a whole lot of lights to go on this thing. So before it's done, the seat, the paint, and then a whole lot of lights. We've got the lights that turn on when you open the bags, so like the internal lights. We've got some bag blades to add back here. We've got a third tail light kind of thing to add to the tour pack, just one up top. Not the big bar, little one up top. Oh, we got the dynamic windshield trim, so when the front end goes back on, it's going to have the chrome bit here that sequentially flashes. We got a chrome vent, which has a light, but that light is optional. I might take the light out, actually, because I don't want it to be like over the top lighting. Those are custom dynamics, the bulb mill ones, which look cool. We already have a halo light, for it, so not a problem there. And then the one thing we'll do in the meantime, somewhere in amongst all this is the headlight on the Springer. That came yesterday. So I have from Custom Dynamics an adaptive headlight and the correct install kit, so I can take the glow worm out of the jam jar there and have a proper headlight. The adaptive light's the one that, as the bike leans, more light turns on this way and this way, so be cool. If you just got a single headlight around turns, it'll help quite a bit. So that's it for today. I gotta clean all this mess up and organize. This is out of control. Not to mention, I got a fender to take care of and put away. No, you can't have it, don't ask for it. All kinds of, I got crap everywhere. So that's it. Take care of each other. We'll talk real soon. Bye.